Welcome to this month's Tech School. We're here, of course, in the Collier and Thompson demonstration kitchen with Cassie Byers of Home Wine Kitchen. And this month we're kind of mixing things up. Normally we take things that seem really complicated and make them look really easy. Now we're taking something that you think is easy and we're showing you how complicated it actually is and giving you tips to be successful at it at home. I mean, how many times have you made an omelet and you think, omelet, that's easy. I make it all the time. But you're going to show us how to make a French omelet, which is the style that you find on buffets kind of in hotels.
It's a very, very moist, delicious omelet. It's very lightly seasoned. The eggs are cooked softly, and so it's not, more of like a scrambled egg folded into an omelet form. You still get some, soft cooked eggs in the middle. And it's a classic technique that's kind of, appreciated. It's something about the tradition of making it.
It's beautiful. The presentation is really lovely.
Yes.
All right, well, show us how to do it.
All right, we are gonna heat our pan up first. We need about a tablespoon of butter per omelet. Next, we're gonna do 3 eggs. We're gonna season simply with salt and pepper. And then we're gonna do some fine herbs. The French fine herbs is a mix of tarragon, parsley, chervil, and chive.
Nice. So you don't add cream or anything like that?
No cream, no milk, no water, just eggs. And that's another difference between the French omelet and the American omelet is no addition of anything but eggs, salt, pepper, and herbs. Whenever you beat it, you want to make sure that you've got a nice creamy curd. You don't want any egg whites, egg yolks separated from each other. All right, so you want to get your butter melted, but you do not want to brown it. Your egg when finished should be lightly pale yellow.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and put our eggs in. And this is the part that will make everyone cringe. We're using our fork on our nonstick pan. It's very gentle. You're just using the back of the fork. You're not using the actual tines of the fork.
You're not scratching it.
You're not scratching it. You just got to keep the eggs moving at a constant pace. Just keep them moving.
You're scrambling them, basically.
You're kind of scrambling them. Once they're almost set, they're still a little wet. Tap your pan. Use your fork to gently guide it down and start folding it over. Use your fork to flip it up. All right, now here's the tricky part.
Okay. I'm nervous.
You invert your hand.
Okay.
Take your plate.
Look at you.
French omelet.
You're a pro. That's gorgeous.
And then the little Julia Child trick that I always teased her with, you just kind of take your fork, straighten it out. If you have little edges that aren't tucked under, just use your fork to place them under.
Beautiful. Now, why don't you, for argument's sake, why don't you show us kind of the American style omelet so we can kind of see the difference in the technique?
Absolutely.
Okay.
With the American omelet, you do brown the butter.
You do brown the butter.
You want a nice golden color, whereas, this we've got the pale yellow. On the American omelet, you kind of want it to brown and crisp up on the outside a bit, so we're gonna get the butter a little bit hotter.
Who knew there was such a science to something so simple?
Our butter's starting to brown, so again, I'm gonna beat our eggs, but I'm not gonna beat them as vigorously. You want, some separation of the egg and the white. It's a larger curd, is what you call it.
Okay.
Still gonna season it with salt and pepper. I'm gonna add that to our pan. And you can just tell right away the difference in sound.
Right, absolutely. And the butter on the edges is nice and brown.
Now you wanna move it around a little bit, just so that the eggs cook. Now, I'm gonna incorporate some shredded cheddar cheese. The important thing with the omelet, though, is that anything vegetable-wise that goes into your omelet should already be cooked.
So here you're just folding in half.
You're just folding in half. And I'm gonna, you can still see you've got the nice golden brown color as opposed to the pale yellow color. You can tell that the eggs are cooked very differently. These are much more well done than these. These have a soft yield to them. This is a little bit more firm. And those are your main differences, seasoning, texture, and doneness of the eggs.
How interesting. Great, well now we just have to decide if we want to go to Colorado or Paris for breakfast.
It's up to you.
I pick both.